Welcome to Spoken Like a True Goddess podcast, a space curated for goddesses worldwide. The woman who's strong on the inside, which affords her to be soft, warm, and alluring on the outside. The woman who uses power sourced from above to create the life she wants because she's capable and deserving. So relax, open your minds and your hearts, and let's have some much needed girl talk. I'm your host, Shekinah, and this is Spoken Like a True Goddess podcast. We have to take advantage when luck is on our side and do as much to help it as it's doing to help us. Paulo Coelho. Hey, welcome to Spoken Like a True Goddess podcast. It's your host, Shekinah, and I'm so happy for you to be tuned in. I hope that you can leave here with a gem, leave here feeling inspired, or leave here feeling something. But I hope that this is of service to you. So yeah, I'm getting into the groove of recording. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little awkward for me. I feel like I'm just talking to myself. So it's a little awkward, but hey, I know with all things, when you first start, it's a little hard or it's a little awkward and it gets easier. But anyways, I'm excited to talk about the topic today, which is lucky girl syndrome or creating your own luck. I consider myself to be a very lucky girl, but most importantly, I'm open. I'm adaptable. I'm courageous. I'm not resistant. Those things leave room for God to be glorified in my life. So it leaves room for Him to move and manifest my desires. What is creating luck? It's being in alignment and having your heart open so wonderful things can manifest and unfold in your life. A lot of times we want something, but we want it done exactly how we envision. That's not always going to work out like that. And if we're closed minded, and if we're, no, I want it done, but I want it done XYZ, we're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities. Instead, be non resistant and let it unfold in a way that it's supposed to unfold for your highest good, not just the way you think it should. Because when you think about it, what do we really know? It's all of our first time here. Yeah, maybe we can think about, oh, how something happened the last time or how it happened for somebody else, but what do we really know? When we're addressing a situation, we're looking at it totally from our perspective. We can't see the whole picture, but God can. So it's like we have a cheat code because He's the creator of this. The cheat code is we have this ancient wisdom, we have the creator, and if we connect with Him, then our desires will be unfolded in the best possible way. Better than we could think, better than we can imagine. And that is His promise to us, anyways. So you want to be open. Don't shut down to anything that's not exactly how you think it should be. Okay, you want a black dress. So you go looking at anything that's not a black dress, you're totally closed off to, even though it may fit you better, it may be a better pick for you. You're totally closed off for it because you have in your mind the exact thing and you're not leaving any room for anything else. So you'll never be in that frequency to get what's best for you because you're only wanting exactly what you want. You don't want the best for you. You just want what you believe is the best for you. How can we unlock that level of consciousness of being lucky, of always being in alignment and having great opportunities? And the way to know that, and the way to know that God is talking to you or giving you that opportunity is with relationship. Having deep, intimate relationship with God is the only way to truly be in alignment for the things that you want. And that relationship, it takes time. So God isn't a genie. You're not going to bulldoze your way and, okay, I want this and I want it like this and I want it at this time. No, He's a God of order. He knows what's best and what's our highest good. So we have to have that faith and that trust in knowing. When you continue to grow that relationship with Him and have faith, and you start developing and trusting that intuitive feeling, you trust it once and you're like, oh, okay, that worked out. All right. And then you start developing and knowing, okay, when I feel like this, then that means I should proceed. And when I feel like this, maybe not. So that comes with time, it comes with practice, it comes with faith, it comes with trust. And once you build that confidence and you keep giving into it and you act on those gut instincts and you trust and develop it, you'll be able to discern between, okay, this is my intuition and this is my emotion. Sometimes when we want something, we go off our emotions and how we're feeling. And it's a very thin line of how you're feeling and your intuition. It takes time to discern between the two. That's what luck is and how it's created. It's a state of consciousness, it's a practice. Honestly, you have to look for serendipity and have gratitude for those moments, even for the smallest things. If you desire a certain amount of money, you need to be grateful and open and see serendipity in all money that you get. If you're walking down the street and you see a quarter, you need to see that as God is opening and leading the way for me. He's hearing me. He's providing my desires. My desires are in alignment with His will for my life. But if you see the quarter and you're like, what? What am I going to do with a quarter? I needed 4 quarters. It's like, mm, you'll probably never get to that consciousness of luck because you can't find any good in what you are given on that journey to get to what you want. And yeah, okay, it's not exactly what you want, but maybe there are 3 quarters ahead. Maybe that'll complete what you need if you continue and go ahead. But no, you're so turned off because right now at this moment, you didn't get what you desire and you don't even continue the journey. You just stop because you're so turned off and you don't have exactly what you need. Gratitude plays a very big part. I'm always looking for serendipity. Like I'm always looking for those aha moments and those moments of alignment, things working together and coming together for me. My favorite book of all time is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And The Alchemist is about a boy named Santiago who had a reoccurring dream of a treasure that was buried by the pyramids. He kept having this dream, he couldn't let it go. So he was courageous to leave everything he knew on pursuit to this dream. When he went on this journey to fulfill his purpose, everything that you can imagine happened to him. He was tested, everything you can imagine. He got robbed, he was delayed, but he stayed the course. And on his journey, he gained so much wisdom. He found true love. And yes, because he stayed the course, he did finally get to that treasure and receive the treasure. But what I love about this book so much is that it wasn't really the treasure that was the purpose, but it was the journey to get there. Through that journey, his character was being tested, he was growing, he was gaining wisdom, he was gaining the meaning of life, he was learning from so many people. It wasn't about the treasure, but that the treasure got him going on that journey. He had a hunch and he followed it. What he gained was much more than the treasure at the end. I've read that book 3 times, and each time I'm at a different point in my life and I gained something different from it. I honestly love that book. Paulo Coelho also has a quote that says, "We have to take advantage when luck is on our side and do as much to help it as it's doing to help us." That's really what luck is. You get a hunch, you get some beginner's luck, go on that journey and look for those moments. Expect things to work out for you. Expect serendipity until you get there. I remember I was working at a hospital. The hospital was ran poorly. It was just very miserable. And I was planning my escape like the first week, but I had to do it with wisdom, right? Because I needed the experience. So there was a woman who was on a travel assignment there, and she's been in the industry for a very long time. And she was telling me, get your experience, get your 6 months in, and then you'll be able to work anywhere. So I took that advice, and that's exactly what I did. With all the nonsense that was going on, I just stayed focused. And so I was coming up on my 6 months, and I was looking for different jobs. I had this perfect vision in my head of where I wanted to work, and it just was not working out. It was no opportunities, or the pay was really low, and it was just very tight. I remember feeling like I was in a vice. It was so tight, nothing was working out. And this one particular day, I get to work, I have my coffee in the morning, and I spilled the coffee all over myself. Like, I'm drenched in coffee. So I'm like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" So I wasn't gonna go home, but where I worked had scrubs available. They were the OR scrubs, like, they're light blue. And in my department, we wore gray scrubs, but okay, I wasn't gonna go home, so I'm gonna wear these light blue scrubs today. So I was continuing my search. I got the inkling to expand my search and look for opportunities in different places. And one place that I had expanded my search to, it was never on my radar. But when I expanded my search, it was just the opportunity I was looking for. So I applied for a few positions in that area. And the first place I heard back from, everything was just going really smooth. Like, it was no resistance. I did a Zoom call with the director, and a few days later, she offered me the position. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to come up there. I'm going to check things out and things like that. So I go up there. I'm touring the hospital. She's going over everything. And I go to the department I'll be working in. And would you believe the scrubs that they wore were light blue? Like, okay, you're on the right path. Moments like that happen for me often, where it's like, okay, I was freaking out at this place. I remember that day where I spilled coffee all over myself. I'm like, this is just crazy. Like, how did something like this happen? My day was just turned upside down. I'm feeling like I don't have any opportunities. I'm feeling like I'm in a vice. I feel like I don't know which way to go. God was really setting me up. And I was wearing the exact same scrub color that I was going to be wearing in the opportunity that He had already set up for me. I hope that you could be inspired. I hope luck can flow endlessly into your life, and you could create luck in those opportunities for yourself. That's all for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed. If you love Spoken Like a True Goddess podcast, leave a rating and a review on the podcast app that you're tuning in on. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to follow us on all socials at Spoken Like a True Goddess. Also, if you would like sisterly advice from me, email your questions to sltgadvice@gmail.com. It will be answered on the pod with love and discretion, of course. Well, I'm excited for our next Girl Talk. Talk soon. Bye.